to another Rainmaker podcast. And today we got a brand new Rainmaker on, and Kaylee Grace, and she's going to be showing you how you can get your calendar filled up and excited to be ready to go to work. Kaylee, welcome to the Rainmaker podcast. It's great to have you on.
What is up? I love that intro. I was jamming out to it with the palm trees.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So this podcast is the Rainmaker Secret. So, there's been some posts going around, and we've seen your calendar. So we really want to know, it's like, what happened for you this week to have so many appointments on your calendar? And we're going to get to that. But before we do, let's dive into who Kaylee is, right? How did you even get started in the insurance business in the first place?
So I am Kaylee Grace. I am from Honolulu, Hawaii. I got started in the insurance industry this month. Officially, it's going to be my 10th month. I am 19 years old. I got licensed as soon as I turned 18. A little bit of my backstory. I mean, to sum it up, I really had to grow up at an early age. 15 years old, mother passing away. I have 7 younger brothers and sisters. I ended up needing to take care of the household, step in and fill my mother's shoes. So I got my GED at 15 years old. Haven't been in high school since. Enrolled myself in some community courses to learn, finance and CPA and handling all of the back office that my mother used to take care of for my father's fire alarm company back at Oahu here. So from there, at that point, I ended up having a fall off with my family at 16, 17 years old. And from there, I ended up moving to Dallas, Texas, right? And starting literally in the middle of nowhere, random spot in the mainland is what we call it, the States. And I just wanted to kind of get a fresh start. I didn't know what my calling was. I was very lost. I had a lot of trauma in my past, but I knew it was going to be something. So I like to say I manifested the greatest industry in the world into my life.
Yes.
I placed myself in an environment where I connected with my mentors, Nate Offord, Lori Stye, at an event through Cody. And my life officially in October 19th changed completely. I was introduced into the financial service industry. I got licensed, got jump started there, and it has just been a roller coaster of learning and growing into the best opportunity ever. So that's my backstory summed up to kind of what led in that situation at October 19th.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And it's funny, like, when you put yourselves out there and you put yourselves in situations to be successful, and you don't know how it's gonna go, but you just kind of step out there in faith. And that's the same thing that happened to me. So the way that you and I ended up like being in the same room was through Cody. So Cody is an amazing person. So shout out to Cody, because he's the great connector of, like, I can see where everybody's kind of meeting. So Cody FaceTimed me one day, and I'm on a meeting, and then he back to back and then triple dials me, FaceTime dialed me. So I say, hey guys, I gotta hold on. And I end up on a FaceTime with Cody. He's like, I need you to talk to somebody. And within 5 minutes, Nate Offord hops on this FaceTime. And so the three of us are FaceTiming. I never met Nate. He's never met me. We hit it off. We had a good conversation. And then we booked a call for maybe 2 days later. And he and I spent 2.5 hours on the phone, just on Zoom, just talking about everything. And I knew I liked that dude right then. And so I said, hey, man, whatever you got going on, I'm going to support you. And that's how I ended up at the SWAT event.
SWAT?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, crazy. So how did you end up at SWAT?
I ended up at SWAT. Well, Nate is my upline. So once I met Nate and Lori back in October, I got started. Started the ball rolling, wanted a trip to Cancun, my first time out of country, saw the success. I literally loved it. So, my mentor's like, if you want to achieve greatness, you do what, other people, what what's to say, if they have what you want, you do what they do, and you get what they get, right?
Yes.
So he was running the event. I was already in Dallas. I mean, I was like, I'm gonna be there. Yes, I will. And so I actually was got connected through there, bought front row seat tickets,
Yes.
made sure I was,
Yes.
close to the
Yes.
fire,
Yes.
as
Yeah, and that's what I
always.
was gonna say next. That was one of the things that I noticed. So for a lot of people, one thing I can say about Kaylee. She is not afraid of investing in herself,
No,
and she has the highest belief because the two events that I was at, she had the best ticket in the front row, which just says a lot. And there's something to be said about being at the front of the classroom, but being at the front of an event, those tickets ain't cheap. And being a new agent, right? That just goes to show that this person is dedicated, willing to invest in themselves, and looking for the details of success. So let's talk through that, right? Where does that come from? That part of you that's like, I want to be in the front. I want to do what the successful people have. Where's that drive come from for you?
and you can hear me all right. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
outdoors.
yeah,
I
you're
work
good.
outside.
Yeah,
So, that investment side. I mean, from the time I was a little girl, I've never been afraid to just learn and grow. Very open minded to, how can I get better. The investment side, I think, really started when I moved away from home. Being 18, 17 at the time, going on 18, having like no background. I was going to school at the time, University of Arlington in Texas, and I realized that wasn't my calling. So I was looking at other avenues as to, like, what's going to create the success, the wealth, the financial independence. Like, I know it's out there. And so at the time, I saw like a high ticket package course, learning how to close, learning how to sell. And so, me being 17 years old, this program, like, at the time, costed, I think, like $8,000, money that I, a broke college student, funding my apartment and my food, and did not have. But the closer was really good at, like, helping me see, like, this is just money now. The money that you're going to be making in the future, if you really are going to be a self-made millionaire before 25, $8,000 is nothing.
yeah,
So I think at that point, my mind pivoted to completely, like, I am worth any money thrown my direction because I am going to make it. So
yes,
from there, I just use that same mentality in, spending into leads, spending into coaching, consulting, spending into events. And, like, I'm not afraid of that investment because I know my worth and I know I'm going to make it. So this money now, why am I going to hold on to it? It's supposed to take me to the next level. So
right.
I
Your
think that's
money
where
is a
that comes
tool, yeah, to get you
from.
from
Yeah.
point A to point B. In the words of Coach Burt, to get you from point A to point
Yes.
B. So let's just talk about that. Being a newer agent, what are some of the challenges that most agents face at this stage, that you were kind of coming up against?
Some of the challenges, maybe becoming, me as a newer agent, is you need to make the mistakes fast. So, like, massive action and constant correction in the beginning. That's what my mentor Nate told me, which I see, like, even some of my agents, they don't do. Like, I made the mistakes really, really fast. I'm talking the first 90 days. Like, I made a complete mess out of things. I booked appointments I didn't even know how to run. I, didn't know how to close the deal. I made so many mistakes fast, and I was willing to do all of that, like the actions that needed, so I can learn on what not to do. Because I feel like you can explain someone how to drive, right? But, like, they really need to be sitting in the driver's seat to
Mm,
know how to drive, right? Like,
yes,
you got to actually do it. Yeah,
yeah,
you can do all the training, you can watch all the videos, but you need to be in the driver's seat to learn the
yes.
mistakes.
That's so
So
true. Yeah, it's so true
I think
because it's like there's only one way to learn how to ride a bike. It's not watching YouTube videos, right? It's not reading the instructions. You're just gonna have to get on that bike. You're gonna have to fall off it. You're gonna have to scrape your knee.
yes,
You're gonna have to get right back on it. And there's a study that says that you learn 17 times more from doing than in the classroom. So the best teacher is going to be taking action, and we can see that to be an effect here. Um, so
yes,
um, I want to transition into talking about how last week was for you, how it started, right? So I was like, hey, Kaylee, I got something amazing for you. Got some leads I want you to get on, right? And I know everybody's talking about they got the best leads and like this and that. I was like, yeah, sure. All right, well, check these out and then we'll see how this goes. So let's just talk about day one. Like, what was that like? You got the sheet, but what was it like when you got that first auto booked appointment?
Man, okay, so I was actually we connected, and I was right in the transition of getting ready to leave from Dallas, right, Texas, and I was moving in the process to Honolulu. So when we connected, like I was so eager to get started, but I was like, okay, just hold on, like 3 more days, and you're gonna be moved in home. And so once I got home and my calendar, I set my office up, and I like looked at my calendar, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I need to take my business to the level. Like I need activity. I needed that massive activity, right? And so once I got settled in, saw my calendar, I think I was just more so excited, like to get started. And then obviously hitting the phones, my calendar, like I posted on my story, and people were sliding up, like, bro, what are you using here? Like, what is that? I was like, Arturo is a beast. But and yeah, and so let's not forget about the lead quality in general. I mean, I've worked a few different types of leads, symmetry level, like wide range. And I mean, if that you want me to get into that, like
Yeah.
those are quality.
Yeah,
Those
let's
are
let's let's
those
start
are like
there. That's a good point. Go ahead and talk about the quality.
okay, and there's gonna be noise out.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the you can still hear me.
Yeah. It muffles everything out. You're good. Just keep going.
Okay, sorry about that. And so the quality, I mean, get started, pick up the phone. Hey, this is Kaylee Grace. I'm getting back to you about that request you had made for the Index Universal Life program. You saw here that you wanted to build that generational wealth or the tax-free savings, whatever they had put. And they're like, oh yeah, okay. Like they were ready, they knew what they wanted. What they did their research before. They were able to kind of help me navigate on where I was going to lead the call, and it sounded like they did their homework on the product. So I mean, I would just explain it as a financial perspective, like a financial advisor perspective. um, but they sincerely like wanted to generate wealth or wanted to set up college funds for their grandkids. Like, so all you have to do really is you're not persuading the client. You're not trying to force them that they need life insurance or
Right.
explain why they need it to help them see the value. Like really sincerely, you're educating them, and I love that because I love life insurance and I love all that we, offer, but sometimes people just don't see. And all of these leads, I mean, they see the value in it, and it's really just educating them moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. So, and I say this all the time, is because agents don't, get burnt out of doing the business because agents like you, they love being in the business. They get burnt out on wasting their time trying to convince people that have the need that they actually need this, and then having to wrestle between things that they don't need that's not going to set them up for generational wealth for something that they actually need or something that they want for something that they need. So what is it
Yeah.
like to have conversations, right? Doesn't it make you feel a little bit more excited when you know like today's going to be a good day, which you always post anyway, but today's going to be a really good day because you have leads to call that are like, yes, I'm looking for this, and you got a calendar booked full of people. I think you had, what was it, like 24, 25 or something like that?
Yeah, like 32 by the end of today, like because people booked more on my calendar, and then
Wait,
going
what?
on
Hold
to
on, hold on, hold on. Wait, what? More people booked?
more people booked. I was on 5 hours behind Central Time, right? So my day starts at 5 o'clock, and I'm like running appointments 5 a.m. already, Hawaii time. And I like saw right when I was heading off to bed last night, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an earlier day. I got a 4:30 in the morning. Um, so
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I leave my calendar open, and the nice thing is I can control it, right? So if I wanted to take like yesterday a beach day off, whatever, like it works around my calendar. Um, and so I love that side of things too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, more people booked, and I've got a busy day today, meeting with more people, so I love it.
Yeah, for sure. So I won't keep you too much longer, but I want to. I really want to talk about like making sales is one thing, right, and having a booked calendar is another thing. But I want to talk about the mental and the emotional aspect of having a business where now you feel like a professional, like an expert, like people are coming to you for inquiries for information as opposed to you having to haggle and wrestle and fight to see people.
Mhm.
What is it like to know exactly what it feels like to be at the top where you're like, okay, people are coming to me as a trusted advisor and asking me questions, and I've already done their research, and now I don't have to convince people. All I do is
Yeah.
explain away their concerns and educate people as a consultant. What's that feel like?
Dude, you just worded that perfectly. I mean, it's confidence. It's like that mentality of walking into each of your day now, where it's like I am, and also it's gonna make you. Let me backtrack. It's gonna make you push more to do your research and really know what you're talking about, because you can, say that you're a financial advisor, but if you haven't like done the studying on like what's the benefits on an IUL, and like you want to make sure that you're doing all of the necessary like investments into yourself and putting that time so you know how to best assist your clients. So that's the first part. It's going to make you like, it's going to push you to keep learning and growing. But the confidence walking into all of my days, I mean, I'm already a very happy and excited person every day, right? But to see my calendar and to know that all of these clients sincerely want my help, I mean, it gives me that like that burning sensation to like, here's the next person, how can I help you? And then here's the next person, how can I help you? And really just being that helper that, I think subconsciously I always am, but knowing that I have the ability to really, really educate these people on something that they don't know about, but they're curious about, like that's awesome because I'm spending so much way less time. Hey, book an appointment with me. Like, hey, this is why you need this, and this is like, I eliminated all of that, and I'm really just like, this is the benefits for this, and this is the benefits for this. Which one do you want? And it's like done.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, my production hours have, just within this week alone, I started tracking like what's money producing activity that I'm generating, and like it looks good.
Yeah, skyrocket. It's funny because you don't have
Yeah,
time to
for
do
sure.
anything else. It's like I don't have anything else to do. I've got appointments to
I know
call, and
you
then
were right.
I talk to somebody that's excited. I'm like, yeah, if you want to go to the next level, I'm like, this is a 40-hour work week for somebody that's
Yep, yep,
crushing it, right? And so
absolutely.
and I think people hear me say it, and so that's why I'm glad you were able to hop on here. And I guess the last question that I have for you is I've been doing this for 5 years, and I have probably over 100 testimonials of life insurance agents that have calendars booked like yours every single week, and some of them have 10 and 20
Yeah,
appointments back to
sheesh.
back where they put them every 15 minutes, which is a whole nother level, like Todd Hausberger, who does 100 grand in a month, and Jeremy Hayes. But I'm curious to you, right? Because some people will watch some of my stuff online, or they'll see some of these videos and they'll be like, man, that sounds too good to be true. So what would you say now to those people that you have experienced it for yourself? What would you say to those people that may be kind of on the fence and kind of skeptical about your experience?
I would say first, Arturo, you were a blessing. Like I think everything happens for a reason, as it should, exactly when it should. Like you and I sitting next to each other at 8% was, God sent. Everything happens with purpose, because at that time, like my business was at a, me personally, my personal production was like at a plateau of like, I know there's another level at me, for me. Like there's this is too small. I'm thinking way too small. I'm producing too small, but how can I get to that next level? And then, I was like, okay, I'm moving home. Like I need to, what is it? Like, and I was, at my vision board, and I was at my, trying to find that next level. And then when we had scheduled that call, like, oh my gosh, you 10x my vision, like opened my eyes. I mean, what I saw was potential for me maybe in 3 4 5 years from now. You plunge that down to like the end of this year. Like, come on, Kaylee, get your butt off, like get off your butt, like you can do it. And so just that alone, like that call that we had, um 30 40 however long it was, it felt like it was, it flew by. But just that alone is like value worth millions, like right there. And so I think if you are at that, like yes or no, first, don't be afraid to make that investment into your business, like coming from a girl who loves to make investments. Second, like, bro, you got to just hit the next level. And I truly believe like this is it, like a fully booked calendar. If you're not in business, if you're not talking to anyone, you're not in business for yourself. When it comes to like this industry, the minute you stop talking to people, like you are unemployed. So why not have a calendar booked out completely, 40 hours a week, like talking to people who are eager to know more about life insurance, and all you have to do is simply educate them. Like, it's a win-win-win. Like, and you produce, and so I think that would be my cherry on top to why you should really take it serious and look into Arturo. And
Mhm.
just, I'm super grateful we connected, and I love it, and we are lifelong partners.
For sure. Well, again, Kaylee, I know you got a bunch of appointments back to back, so I won't hold you too much longer. But again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your
No,
story,
thank
which
you.
is really touching and powerful. And we'll see you at the top. Thank you, Kaylee.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, guys. So thank you for hopping on another Rainmaker podcast. So if you want a consistent and predictable system, fully automated with clients chasing you instead of the other way around, click the link below. You can check out exactly what Kaylee is using. It's there. There's a link for you. If you want to invest in yourself and take your business to the next level, you can do that. We'll see you in the next podcast.